Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 343. I am so stinking excited about the series, The 12 Days of Badassery. Are you enjoying it so far? I don't know. It just makes me so happy because I know there's so many of us wandering around, not even recognizing the badass that we are. So if you're taking this seriously, if you're writing down your answers, believe me, it'll help so much. That way, anytime you have doubts about your badassery, you have something to look back on. You have proof of your badassery. And I have found that that really helps in our downtimes. So stay tuned. I know that you're going to love this episode. If you are loving this as much as I am, then share it with a friend. There's three little dots at the top of your episode, usually whatever you're listening to your episode in, or whatever podcast app. There's three little dots. Click that and click share this episode, or you can copy the link and just put it in like a text or something to a friend. I know you're busy, so every time you share the episode or leave a review, something like that, it means the world to me. Okay, with that, let's get to the episode.
Be confident, be bold, be authentic, but don't forget to take action. This is Ordinary to Badass, where our stories empower women to step into the spotlight of their own lives and pursue what they're truly passionate about. It's time to step into the arena and become more than just extraordinary. It's time to become a badass with your host, Marie Sonneman.
Welcome to Ordinary to Badass, episode number 343. Today, we're going to dive into the powerful realm of defined expectations, both societal and personal. Currently, when this episode is being released, it is in December. Maybe you got that from the 12 Days of Badassery. But here's the thing. During the holidays, people have a script. Both what society expects you to do or expects us to do, and what we think we have to do, our own personal expectations. We have expectations for how we'll spend our time and what activities we'll do to fill our days. But what if we changed it up? What if you flipped the script and you did things differently, not based on just societal expectations or your internal expectations that you got from like a parent? It might not be what you truly believe right now, but it's how you were raised. So you got this expectation and you don't like it. It's so easy to adopt the beliefs of our family and our loved ones without even questioning it. And without even thinking, like, is this aligned with my values? Is this what I want to do? How do I want to spend my holidays? So do a little bit of self-reflection in what we want to do. And so every time that you have defied expectations, maybe it's currently because we are in the holiday season, right? So maybe you say no to somebody. There's something that you feel like you're obligated to do, but you just really don't want to do it. Set a boundary. Say no. That's okay. But then you make sure to put that in your badass journal or 12 Days of Badassery journal. If you're not aware, you can get a free one, ordinarytobadass.com/12, just the number 12. So just put ordinarytobadass.com/12, get a copy of your journal and start writing these things down. So I want you to think back to a time where you dared to march to the beat of a different drum, where you did something simply because it was what you wanted to do, not what everybody else thought you should do. Maybe it was a choice that raised some eyebrows, or it was a decision that other people didn't agree with, but you went ahead and did it anyway. That, my friend, is a badass move. Write those things down. It is certainly something to be proud of. It is certainly something that makes you a badass. Sometimes we think like, oh, that was just a small decision in my everyday life. How could that possibly make me a badass? It does. It's all those small moves that we make day in and day out, those small things we do that make us a badass. Going back, I talked about this before, like Tiffany Babb. How she's like, it's the ordinary decisions that you make every single day that add up to your badassery. We just tend in society not to look at it that way, but it's so important. Society often nudges us to conform, to fall in line with what's considered normal. We're raised to be good girls, to follow the rules. But when you prioritize yourself first, your personal values, that is making a statement. That is saying, like, I am not going to prioritize somebody else's values over my own. It could be an act of rebellion. I mean, it's kind of crazy that others would consider it an act of rebellion, but it is. But it's really following your true north, following what aligns with you, not putting other people's expectations on you and thinking that you have to follow them. They're not your expectations. So listening to yourself, listening to your inner voice and what you really want, that's no small feat. And that is something that really needs a declaration of your badassery because it's pretty darn cool that you are willing to speak up for yourself where not everybody is. Celebrate that. Write it down. Times where you've done that. Times where you've spoken up for yourself, where you've set a boundary. I almost said setting. No, where you've set a boundary. So when I think of defying expectations, I think of Taylor Swift. So many times throughout her career, she has defied expectations. And one comes when she came out with her album 1989, and she went from a country singer to a pop singer. That was pretty badass. That was not done, especially at that time. You picked a lane and you stayed in that lane. You did not go between. You didn't do country and then pop and then alternative or whatever the thing. I'm not saying she did all those. I'm just saying she went from country to pop, and that was not common. She defied the norms, and so many times throughout her career, she has done that. She has done what she has wanted to do as opposed to what she thinks society wants her to do. So she completely defied the industry. What the industry norm was, she didn't do it. And so that is like the epitome of defying societal norms. And let me say, I think should defy societal expectations and these personal ones that we really just got passed down to us that we don't believe in or we don't believe in. We should defy those and not follow them. Break the rules, be a rebel, whatever. But I don't think we do it just to do it. Like, don't break a rule just to break a rule, or don't just try to be a rebel. Every rule is this, so I'm going to do this. Nah, I don't think that's so cool. I think it's like when it aligns with who you are and aligns with your values and you decide to make a change based on that, that's stinking cool. And by the way, with these journals, where you're writing down these times where you did something that was different, and maybe it was at work, right? Maybe everybody had always done a project one way and you did it a different way. I don't care how that turned out. The fact that you did it and you tried something new, that goes on your list, that goes on your journal. And so then you can constantly update this journal. As new things happen, write them down in your journal. ordinarytobadass.com/12. But it is so important to capture these moments, to capture these times where we do something or did something and it was badass. And it really made a small shift in us because the truth is, when we do this, and I bet, like Taylor Swift, going back to that example, when she made that shift from country to pop, then that allowed her to make plenty of other shifts in her life. Every time you do something badass or do something that's going to increase your confidence, it only further increases it. And so then you feel more and more comfortable as time goes on doing those things. So continue to update your journal as time goes. So today, I don't want you to just like celebrate Taylor Swift. Yes, she's a badass. That's cool. But I want you to celebrate you. I want you to celebrate all of your moments, all of your badassery, all of the times where you have defied expectations, societal, personal, whatever. When you've done what you wanted to because it worked for you, it aligned with you, it was your true north. Write those down. It's about living life on your terms, even when other people might question that. So anytime that you've ever done something that was on your terms and other people weren't sure about it, or they questioned you, or they gave you maybe harsh feedback or said, don't do it, but you did it anyway, document that. It's your badassery. Your badassery is on the line, right? But it is true. It's true that every time we do something, it adds up to us feeling more badass. And capturing these moments is important. It is so important so that you know the badass that you are. Okay, let's wrap up. I want you to remember you're a badass. You can do this. I know you've probably been doing this, just chances are you didn't realize that it was so badass. So after you write these things down, like celebrate yourself, do something for yourself. Maybe you just go take a bath, do something to relax because you never get to relax. But it is important to recognize it and then to celebrate ourselves for doing all of these badass things. So we'll be back tomorrow with another episode, another day in the 12 days of badassery, and I can't wait to see you there. With that, we'll end the show. To all the badass women out there staying in the arena, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, own it and get after it.
Now that you've listened to this episode of Ordinary to Badass, we want to hear from you. Go to our website, ordinarytobadass.com/podcast, and submit your own experience on how you took your life from ordinary to badass and get the chance to be on a future spotlight episode of the show. That's ordinarytobadass.com/podcast. While you're waiting for the next episode of the show, wipe off the sweat, dust off the dirt, and get back in the arena.